Do you love incense? Because I certainly do. Welcome guys to another video, and today I'm going to give you a list with some of the best, some of the greatest incense fragrances that you can find on the market. It's going to be quite a long list because, as I said, I'm a big fan of incense. I simply love it. It's one ingredient that works amazingly on my skin, no matter the season, no matter the temperatures outside. Therefore, let's start with the first entry in this list, and it comes from the house of Martin Micallef. It's a very fizzy, very fresh, uplifting incense. This is called Shannon. This is so great. I simply love wearing this one throughout summertime because it's very, very sparkling. And the main culprit for this feeling is the petty grain found inside, combined with incense. Therefore, it's a light incense, and as I said, it's very fresh, very zesty, I would actually say. Very good performance, very good longevity, sillage, and projection with Shannon from the house of Martin Micallef. Let's go to the second entry, and the second one comes from the house of Alexandre J. And it's this beautiful monstrosity called Scent Black. This is incense combined with tobacco, and it's simply amazing. A very masculine fragrance, a very elegant, sophisticated fragrance, mature at the same time, with very good performance. Best suited, I would say, for fall and spring, also winter time, but in reality, I wouldn't mind wearing this one throughout the year. Alexandre J. Scent Black. Let's go to the next entry, and the next entry comes from the house of Musk Milano. And again, a very beautiful, very uplifting incense. This is called Mandala. Again, incense, petitgrain, and angelica. These are the main ingredients of Mandala, and again, it's a refreshing fragrance. Again, uplifting. Very, very nice, especially in warmer weather, but also in cooler weather. Very masculine, very elegant, very good performance with Mandala from the house of Musk Milano. A very interesting niche house from Italy. Quite expensive, but also very high quality at the same time. Let's go to the next entry, and the next entry comes from Amouage. And actually there are a lot of fragrances from this house that feature incense. So I'm just gonna pick the ones in which incense is actually the main accord. Let's start with the first one, rose incense. Absolutely amazing scent. Roses, incense, and ink. Elegant, very long-lasting, incredible fragrance. Best suited for formal occasions, formal events. Best suited when you are dressed up. A very, very beautiful incense. The peculiar note in this composition is actually the ink accord, so you're in for a treat. Next one up, my favorite incense from Amouage, Meander. Outstanding. Work of art. Masterpiece would be the exact description, and I would not be exaggerating. Such a beautiful, comforting, soothing incense, combined with sandalwood and also combined with iris. Truly amazing, very long lasting. I would have preferred for the projection to be a lot better, but don't get me wrong, this is an incredible scent. Meander, my second entry from Amouage. Next one up, a peculiar incense because it's combined with mint. Memoir Man. Green incense, if you want to call it like this. Green creamy incense would be the exact description of this fragrance. Very nice, very elegant, somewhat refreshing, but not over the top, and very elegant. A more subtle fragrance from the house of Amouage. It isn't a monster in terms of performance overall, but still it isn't bad either. Let's go to the next one, and the next one is, of course, this one. Honor Man. But this time around you get a spicy incense, because you get a lot of pepper combined with incense. And it's truly gorgeous. Very masculine, very elegant, very good performance. Mind you, this is a vintage bottle, so I don't really know how the new formulation works, but for what it is, this is great. Very refreshing at the same time, because pepper in fragrances does lean to a fresher scent. Next entry comes from the house of Inizio. It's one of my favorite incense fragrances, and it's called Magnetic Blend 8. This is simply gorgeous. To me, this fragrance is the same fragrance that I can purchase or even smell in monasteries. So it's very realistic. It's very natural. It's very simplistic as a composition, but this is a very multifaceted incense. So be aware of this one because it's all about the green accords, the resins, the woody accords. It's about the smokiness of incense, but this is very, very relaxing and very soothing at the same time. I simply love wearing this one, especially in extreme high heat. Next one up, a very delicious incense, Incense Suave from Matière Première. Simply amazing. I'm not a big fan of vanilla scents, but this one is something else. I simply love it because it's a gourmand in which the vanilla combined with the incense are the main accords. And they back each other very, very well. Incredible performance with Incense Suave from Matière Première. Incredible scent. This is best suited for cooler weather, I would say. I wouldn't really wear vanilla fragrances in summertime, but incredible, unisex. It doesn't lean too feminine, it doesn't lean too masculine, so it's quite unisex, but an incredible take on incense and vanilla. One of the best vanillas that I ever sniffed. As I said, I'm not the biggest fan of this ingredient in perfumery. A very interesting fragrance with a different take on incense, but also on rose, comes from the house of Lorga Parfums, and it's called Rose d'Incense. I simply love this fragrance. It's such an amazing perfume. It's a very unique type of scent, although it features very well-known ingredients. You got incense, you got tonka beans, you also got roses, but there is something different with this one. The take on incense and roses is totally different compared, for example, with Amouage Rose Incense, if you want. And it simply gives you a very unique vibe. It isn't a monster type of fragrance. Performance-wise, it's good, but it doesn't compare with Amouage. But still, if you want something a bit more subtle, something for a formal event, I don't know, you have a business meeting, for example, and you need to wear something a little bit more subtle, something that doesn't throw a punch to the other one's nose, then Rose d'Incense is something really phenomenal. Simply love it. Rose d'Incense from the house of Lorga Parfums. Next one up comes from the house of Filippo Sorcinelli, and this is called Contre Bombard 32. Again, a fresher take on incense. Simply love it. It's in the same veins with Mandala from Musk Milano, but this one has also some aldehydes inside. This one makes you feel like you are sitting in a church, in a very, very old church made out of stone, and listening to church music. Very good performance, very beautiful take on incense. Again, on the fresher side of things. Still on the fresher side of things comes this beautiful fragrance from the house of Liquid Imaginaire, and it's called Lacrima. Again, a fresher take on incense combined with petitgrain, very long lasting, a bit more subtle, not in your face, but very good for warmer weather and also for summertime, because this is also very, very fresh. Moving on, let's get to another amazing scent. From the house of Bois 1920 comes one of my favorite incenses of all time, and it's this beautiful masterpiece called Relativamente Rosso. I simply love it. You get incense, rose de mai, carnation, cedar, simply gorgeous. Somewhat in the same veins as rose incense from Amouage, but still different. And I actually prefer this one to rose incense from Amouage. Outstanding scent, incredible performance, highly recommended. Bois 1920, Relativamente Rosso. Incredible stuff. This is my favorite fragrance from my entire collection when it comes to wearing a fragrance to a formal event, to a special occasion. It's simply incredible. It's my go-to fragrance if you want. Next one up from the house of the Merchant of Venice, another amazing fragrance scent, another amazing incense scent. This is called Mystic Incense. Simply gorgeous. Incense, white woods, cedar, caramel, salt. Fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. This is dry. This is woody. It's very unique, actually. Simply love this fragrance, and the performance is simply incredible, at least on my skin. Keep this in mind. Everything that I'm saying from my experience with these products. So I don't know how they will perform on your skin. Different individuals, different skin types. Mystic Incense is simply outstanding. I highly recommend it, especially if you want something that's not overly churchy. Let's call it like this, because a lot of people are afraid of incense because of the churchy vibe, or the so-called churchy vibe. A very beautiful interpretation of incense combined with jasmine comes from the house of Serge, and it's called La Religieuse. This is the embodiment of purity. Whenever I wear this fragrance, whenever I smell it, this is the first thing that comes to my mind: purity. This is very beautiful, very elegant, without being sophisticated, very good performance, exceptionally good for semi-formal and formal events, especially for a matrimony, especially for a civil wedding and whatnot. Simply love it. I highly love the jasmine inside La Religieuse. It's such a beautiful note. And to be honest with you, I consider this fragrance to be the best jasmine that I ever sniffed. Simply love it. The incense isn't very strong with this one, but you can still sense it right there in the background, backing up the jasmine. Let's go to a very strange incense. And this is something fantastic because it's so unique, it's so artistic. From the house of L'Artisan Parfumeur comes Mon Numero 10. This is something else. It's very hard for me to describe this fragrance because there are a lot of things going on. It's so unique, it's so artistic, it's so niche in the real sense of the description. Very, very good performance and extremely intriguing scent. I would say that this one is best suited for cooler seasons. But I didn't mind wearing this one when temperatures were high outside. Amazing scent. Highly recommend it. At least give it a try. Trust me. This is something totally different. And my last entry in this list, one of my favorite fragrances from my collection, but this is such an incredible scent. High quality, very unique, very artistic. This is a spiritual experience. From the house of Meo Fushuni, Varanasi. Oh my god. This is something that you really need to discover if you haven't already. This is a spiritual experience. This is so soothing, but at the same time, it's very melancholic. At the same time, it gives you a religious vibe without being churchy. It's all about the holy city of Varanasi. And Meo Fushuni managed to render Varanasi extremely well in this fragrance. This is animalic, but if you love animalics, you're gonna love this one. This is extremely long-lasting. This is a fragrance that you buy it first and foremost for your own pleasure, but it isn't an offensive fragrance for everyone else. But as I said, it's a spiritual experience. Incredible scent, Varanasi from Meo Fushuni. And this does it for this list of fragrances with incense. There could have been more, but I decided only to give you the most important ones. Truly incredible scents, truly incredible compositions that I highly recommend if you love this note. And as always, I do recommend that you first try them out. Don't go ahead and blind buy them because you might end up regretting this decision. Go ahead, purchase a sample, a decant, test them on your own skin, wear them a couple of times, see how they perform, see how they smell, see if you like them, because that's the most important thing. And afterwards, based on your own conclusions or opinions, go ahead and decide if you want to purchase a full bottle or not. These aren't cheap fragrances, but still, they are amazing and they are worth every single penny. I'm gonna stop here. As always, my friends, thank you for watching. And remember, be safe, be good, and smell good, feel good. Peace.